Right guys, so we're looking at a situation today where we have a 60 Newton force acting vertically down, and we have another force acting upwards and to the right, and these add together to give the resultant force here. Let's call that from O to X. So somewhere along this dotted line there is a resultant force, and the size of that resultant force is 30 newtons. Now we don't know the length of it, but we can make some assumptions about what the length might be, and we could do that by looking at our diagram as a whole. Now remember, we don't know the size of this one, so this could be longer than that or shorter than that. So how can I find out the size of force F and the angle it makes with the resultant force? And we'll call that theta. Pause the video, have a go. Right, you've had a chance to have a think about that, so this is how it's solved. We're looking at vector addition, and we use the parallelogram rule to add vectors. So let's take the force F and mirror it and add it to the bottom of the 60 Newton force. So I'm going to draw my force F. Now hopefully you can see that that is parallel, although my diagram is a bit shaky. Now I'm only drawing as far as here because I know the direction of the resultant force is along OX. So I can now draw in my resultant force because that is where it must end. I then draw my diagram to show the 60 Newton force. Whoop. The 60 Newton force coming down from above. Now notice I've not given myself enough paper here. So there we go. So there's my parallelogram. 60 newtons, F, parallel, parallel, 60 newton is parallel with my 60 newtons down here. Can you now see how to solve the problem? Pause the video, have a go. Okay, so we're going to redraw the top triangle, doesn't matter which one. There's the start, and there is the finish. So that is my resultant force of 30 newtons, and that is my downwards force of 60 newtons, and there is my unknown force, which I can now find by using Pythagoras. So F squared equal to 30 squared plus 60 squared, and you can do the math and you should get to 67.1 newtons. Notice this is to 3 sig figs, but all the numbers in the question are 2 sig figs, so we need to reduce that to 67 newtons to give us the correct answer. And a quick sort of mental check, 67 is bigger than 60, and we would expect that to be the case. If it was less than 60, we'd know it was wrong, because this diagonal F must be longer than this vertical 60. The angle, theta, well, we've got 60 and 30, so we can do some simple trigonometry. So tan of theta is equal to 60 over 30, which I think you can see is 2. So tan inverse of 2 will equal theta, and we find that theta equals 63.4 degrees. Again, that's 3 sig figs, we need to reduce it, so we come down to 63 degrees. And there's the answer to the problem. I hope that helps.